Hello, everybody. Clay here, Cardboard Empires. Today, I have a very interesting topic that I want to discuss. But before we get into that, if after you're done watching the video, if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. I'd very much appreciate it. Today, I want to discuss why I think moving forward, it would be best for collectors, players, and dealers to start thinking about the Pokemon market like the silver market. And this might rub some people the wrong way, and I completely understand it because this is a foreign way of thinking, and a lot of people will be resistant to this idea. Pokemon is a children's card game. There's no reason why we need to turn it into this big, fancy investment portfolio thing, and I am very sympathetic to that idea. But I think if we start embracing this idea that thinking about it in terms of a commodities market or a bullion market, it would help a lot of people moving forward understand what's happening and make decisions accordingly. I think the first thing that could help a lot of people moving forward is to start thinking about the price of Pokemon cards and products in terms of spot and premium, just like the silver or commodities markets in general. In the silver market, the terms spot and premium refer to the price of an ounce of silver on any given day, or how the price fluctuates during the day. You take a coin like this is a Canadian maple leaf, 4/9 fine silver. It has a spot price, which is usually set by the stock market or the COMEX exchange. And on any given day, it fluctuates up and down. So you could think about that in terms of the MSRP for a Pokemon product. That's the agreed upon market price for this product. And then you have what's known as the dealer's premium attached to a coin like this. So if the spot is, let's say, $20, you have a dealer's premium attached on top of that if you want to go buy this coin. It doesn't cost you $20 if you want to go buy this coin. It'll cost you somewhere in the neighborhood of $25, $30. Some coins might even, it could be $15 or $20 over spot on that coin. So if the daily price of silver moves up to 30, then you're going to be paying 35, 40. You're going to be paying the dealer's premium on top of spot. So when you're looking at the price of a Pokemon card or product on Amazon or eBay, and you see that maybe this product is being charged very high above MSRP, you could think of that as the premium over spot, just like in the silver or gold market. And a lot of the times a dealer will do that because not necessarily that they're trying to milk every penny out of every customer. A lot of the times we'll raise our prices because we're trying to slow down the demand for the product. And they do the exact same thing in the silver market. The dealer's premium isn't always a flat 10% or 15%. It's subject to change. If they want to move their product very fast, they'll lower their premium. If they want to slow down the demand for the product, they'll raise their premium. Moving past the idea of spot and premium, there's also concepts in the silver market known as bullion, rounds, or numismatic value. Bullion refers to something like this Canadian maple leaf that I showed you earlier that has a government-backed entity that created it, and it has a dollar value attached to it. So I could walk into any store in Canada, no matter what the price of silver is, and spend this for $5 Canadian. Rounds refer to junk silver, not necessarily junk silver, but silver that was minted and created by non-government entities. So you'll even see Pokemon rounds. You'll see Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Dragon Ball Z rounds, all kinds of crazy designs, zombies on them. And they're silver, they're refined. I think a lot of the times they're 999 fine silver. But they weren't created by any government official body. They were created by private companies that mine the silver and stamp it into rounds and sell it like that. And you have things with numismatic value, and that refers to historical value. So you might have a quarter. This isn't a special quarter, but you might have this quarter, and it's at one point would be considered, I guess, something like a bullion or just a currency. But this quarter went through the American Civil War, and it was in Abraham Lincoln's pocket when he got shot in the Ford's Theater. So now it's worth $2 million. That's what numismatic value refers to. It's got historical significance. It has je ne sais quoi. It's got something important about it beyond the metal that was used to create it or its currency value. In the Pokemon market, we have the same concepts of bullion, rounds, and numismatic value. I would consider this Charizard to be bullion. Now, to me, it has numismatic value. If you've watched my other video, I've discussed it. But to the rest of the market, it would be considered more bullion. It has a value. The spot price of this bullion goes up, it goes down, but it should always retain some value. You also have what would be considered rounds, something that has value because they're rare Pokemon cards, but the dealer's premium is probably going to be pretty low, and it's going to hover around the spot price of the current market price for the card. Whereas something like this, a bullion, a dealer's free to assess their own premium over spot on this card, and it's conceivable to imagine that they would maybe have to wait a while, but they might actually get their premium that they're looking for. And then you have something with numismatic value, and I would consider this Marowak something with numismatic value. I don't know if you could see it, but it's a trophy card. So it's a card that was awarded as a first place prize in a tournament. Now that's a card that has a very low print run, and it's got a story to tell. It has history behind it. It's not in and of itself a very desirable Pokemon, not a very desirable card, but the fact that it's a trophy card, it's a first place trophy card, means that it has historical significance. Now let's move on to a little bit more contentious topic, and that's where do the players fall into this new categorization of Pokemon collecting? And this is the part that might rub some people the wrong way, and I understand that. But it makes sense to me when I think about it this way. When you have the silver market, silver is not just a shiny coin. It has industrial application, and factories buy silver to use in industrial applications. They usually buy it at spot. Sometimes they'll buy it on the futures market just to secure their silver commodity at the price that they want to secure it at. So that's actually why the future market exists. A little bit of investment side lessons for you if you're curious. The futures market exists for producers of corn and buyers of corn, producers of silver and buyers of silver, to secure the commodity at a price that they find desirable in the future. So if I'm a factory and I know I'm going to need 10,000 ounces of silver in June, and silver is now trading at $20 an ounce spot, I'm going to buy a futures contract at $20 an ounce spot, because now I know when I need that silver in June, I have a contract to buy all the silver that I need in June at this price that I have agreed to buy it at. So what does that have to do with Pokemon players? Well, I would equate Pokemon players like factories. They use the Pokemon cards for an application. Some, not all, but some use it to make money, like factories use silver to make money. And maybe this is an argument for a futures market in the Pokemon card market. I don't know. I know that sounds pretty goofy, but if something gets so big, then you have to start considering these kind of crazy ideas. So the players use Pokemon cards like factories use silver. And so they're trying to buy not necessarily bullion. Factories don't buy bullion. They're not trying to buy numismatic value cards. Factories don't buy numismatic value silver. They're trying to buy the rounds. They're trying to buy the cards without a lot of numismatic value. They're not bullion. They're just playable cards. They're current, modern era cards that when you put them in the deck, they wreck. You can win. You can build a deck around. And that's where a lot of the contention in the Pokemon card world has come from. And if we shift our thinking to start thinking about Pokemon cards like this, a lot of that tension could be alleviated. A lot of flippers and scalpers come in the market and they're trying to sell rounds as if they were bullion or as if they're numismatic cards. And if you take a step back as a scalper or a flipper or a dealer and say, hey, this is a round, this isn't bullion, there's no numismatic value here, this is a round that I need to sell to a factory, then the players will still be able to access their cards for a good price and will leave the collectible cards to the collectors. Everybody's happy. Some food for thought there. I thought this was interesting. As a dealer, it helps me to think about the Pokemon card market in these terms so that I make sure that I'm selling the right cards to the right people at the right price. I think if more people started to conceptualize the Pokemon card market in these terms, I think a lot of the modern contention could be relieved. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching the video. As always, I will catch you later.